And he IDs me. It's like, hey, buddy, let's see your ID. I flipped up my mask. I go, bet you never thought you'd be IDing me, huh? But yeah. No, but wearing masks. Yeah, I've tended to do that a lot.
And by wearing masks, you mean like hiding ourselves.
Hiding your true feelings, yourself, what you're doing. You know, put on a fake smile. Even, I can be out there, you know, putting myself out there and doing stuff and not liking it, and not enjoying myself, but just pretending to be happy. I don't know. Let's hear what you got to say on your wearing your mask.
Yeah, I mean, we all do. I don't think I wear it as much as I used to.
No.
Like, I used to wear the mask to protect myself. I wouldn't want people to know what was really going on. I didn't want them to know I was an alcoholic. I didn't want them to know that I had feelings and that I was sad or whatever. Right now, I mean, I'm sure I still wear them. You know, it's something that we do just without even thinking, even sometimes.
People that you're not accustomed to or comfortable with.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's a mask. Like, if I meet with a business or business associates or something like that, I try not to drop the F-bomb as much, I guess. But, so maybe that's a mask. But it's not like, I'm not being insincere with it. I'm just being more polite around them and watching how I talk. Sometimes. I mean, it's hit or miss. Yeah. But
Let her fly.
yeah, blah. Well, they said shit, so I can say bleep, 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 bleep.
You dirty asshole.
He said shitstorm, so I said bleep, 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 bleep. No, but I don't know. Maybe that's a mask, but it's not. I don't hide the masks as much, and especially since we do the podcast and we talk about things on the podcast.
Yeah,
and not everything we talk about, but a lot of the things that we do, and a lot of things that we're feeling and the emotions we're in. We talk about it here. So
hide it and drink it away.
Yeah,
I know. Like, even when my parents passed, I didn't cry in front of anybody or anything like that. Which, you would think you would, but I just had a couple more beers. Gave my sister some hugs.
You didn't cry even after the more beers and. Well, not in front of anybody. So.
Not in front of anybody ever, I don't think. But, yeah, it's definitely torn up. Stuff like that. But I was thinking with Halloween, even when people are putting on all these costumes and everything, that they're expressing themselves more than they do probably in their day-to-day lives with the public and everybody, So in maybe actuality, that's more of them than really what you get when you're just out in public.
So someone with a Batman costume
really thinks,
or not, doesn't have to be Batman, because I'm not trying to say that they're running around fighting crime, but you're saying when people don't see who they really are, they can.
That when you have the ability to express yourself freely, openly, that that's what comes out. Like Halloween, that's what comes out of everybody.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's the real people.
Well, it could be. I was thinking more like role play.
I know what you're getting at. Role play. Doctor.
Man, I need a Wonder Woman in my life.
Oh, jeez.
My mom's rolling her eyes right now listening. Dirty old man. Corey, you sound like a dirty old man.
You were doing so good, too. Yeah. But, on Halloween, you feel free to just be goofy, be yourself, do whatever. Where, most days you probably don't.
Yep. And it's okay to be that way. And
It should be Halloween every day.
no.
I want a world of Halloween every day.
Ugh. No.
Maybe not. But yeah, people should be more of themselves. And
It's hard
it is.
sometimes. I talked to a friend of ours, Lisa, from Kirsten's Ride.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she
What's she doing?
Well, she sent me a message yesterday, and she's like, "Hey, can you call me?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Hey, call me." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "No, for real, call me." And then like the hours kept going on, and I was like, "Okay, I got to." So I stepped outside, and I talked to her, and she had me talk to one of her friends who was having a problem with the substance use disorder. You know, she had a substance use disorder, and problem was with alcohol, and she said she didn't drink all the time. You know, she could go weeks and months without drinking, but then when she starts, she can't stop, and it just goes bad. And if she said everything in her life should be going it should be great right now. Everything's going great. She should be happy, but yes, she's not, and she's finding herself in this real dark place. And I suggested, you know, she go see a doctor, and you know, that's what I did. I went and saw a doctor, especially after this last time. I went back and said, all right, I need to be on a little bit of Zoloft, please, because this stuff, doing it alone, my brain is messed up. You know, 20-plus years of just drinking, just taking its toll. And told her, you know, about the different pathways to recovery. You don't have to go to AA. There's many different ones you can choose from. If AA is something you're comfortable with, that's what you like, man, more power to you. If eating Cheetos keeps you sober, more power to you. I'll send you some Cheetos. But whatever really works for you is what's going to work for you. But you have to be honest with yourself. And I told her about what happened at the Gaylord thing when we went, and the therapist was talking, and I backtracked back to when I was a kid, because he said, you know, everybody has trauma, and childhood trauma is one of the major things. And we grow up and we're adults, and we think, oh, well, that shouldn't affect me 30 years later, 40 years later. Well, it does, because we never addressed it.
It molds you.
You know? And I brought that up, that I started at that Gaylord meeting, you know, backtracking, going, okay, well, where did it start? What was going on? And my parents getting divorced when I was early, that was something that hurt, because my dad, man, I loved him. My real father, or well, not real father, but my biological father, I loved him. And then the divorce happened, and he was just a dick. And then I would be around him, and I'd still love him. I still want that attention, and I'd want that acknowledgement, I guess, or I wanted something from him, you know, that something I was missing. And then he moved to Arizona when I was 8 or 9, and poof, gone, you know, and I never really saw him. And then, like, high school, you know, he wasn't there for my baseball games, stuff like that. Like, he was never there. He was never there when I got my career started in radio. He wasn't there. And he'd pop home every once in a while, and it was, hey, come see me. And, yeah, I'm supposed to go run over there and see you. And I did for a while. But anyway, all those feelings I had to deal with, and I didn't even realize. I mean, I realized there was something there, but I didn't realize the extent of it, of how I was looking for his approval, and I've never gotten it. And I don't need it. I have a wonderful stepfather. We talked about why I introduce him as my stepfather, because I don't want people to get confused and think he's the guy I'm talking about when I say my real father, because there's just nothing really there for him, and he doesn't deserve it. You know, my real father, he doesn't deserve that respect or anything like that. And my stepfather, he does. And like I said, I don't want people to get it twisted, but I had to, just sitting there in Gaylord, though, go back that far to just think about it. And I told her that she might have to do that too, and she's like, oh yeah. And she would, and I kind of apologized to her for talking so much. I was like, hi, I'm
Unloaded on her.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't. What?
Yeah.
I unloaded on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? No, Ryan, quit now. Ryan's the dirty old man.
Yeah.
So I did not unload on this woman.
She didn't need help. She did after she's talking to you.
She. No.
Oh, I'm just kidding, Corey. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
My parents divorced when I was 2, and then my mom remarried. I had a couple more. I had my other 2 sisters, and then was divorced by the time when I was in 3rd grade. She divorced my stepdad, and then the rest, was just me, my mom, and 3 sisters. I'd go to my dad's every other weekend, but it just seemed, it wasn't like he was there that much for me. Like he supported me, like, financially. He paid child support. He'd take me school shopping. Do things he had to do. Or, well, he didn't really have to do all of it, but he didn't really give me much approval either. And it wasn't so much that he never, like, he'd say pretty good job or something like that, and then he would come out with, like, things how I could improve. He was maybe like a perfectionist like me, and maybe it didn't mean to come out like that, but I think that's where I always got, like, a lot of my self-criticism from, was him, and always pushing and never satisfied with anything that I do. So I blame that on that. But no, yeah, it was just weird. I mean, I could even, win a track meet, get a bunch of first place, and he'd still, he could have went a little higher, a little faster, whatever. Football game, we win, could have touchdowns, interceptions. Well, you could have this play, well, like, good job, like, come on, man. So, yeah, it's kind of, that took the fun out of a lot of things for me for a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of still the same thing, but in a different way. Like, yours was there, but not giving you little, but not enough to make it worth it, really,
And almost making me feel worse.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you do that? Yeah, so.
But those issues, though, they're still there, and you can't run from them forever. You have to address them, and it doesn't mean you have to sit there and cry. I mean, maybe you write a letter, maybe you do cry, but just address them, know them, feel them, and then, okay, come to a decision with, no, what am I going to do with my life right now? It's not where you've been, it's where you're going. You have to look at it like that, and just put yourself in a right now kind of situation. And right now, how can I address my father's situation? Yours is completely different. But how I can address it is I can move on with my life. I didn't leave him, he left me. And there's nothing I should feel guilty about. It's not that I wasn't good enough for him. And it's his loss. I'm sitting here, I'm 41. I would love to have 2 sons. I would not walk away from him. And maybe he has a different side of the story or whatever, but that's what it is. And nothing I can do about it. Like you said a little bit ago, can't do nothing about the past. Gotta keep moving on, and that's,
can't change it.
That's all I can do. And until you come to that realization of, okay, that's where I'm at with it. For me, I don't think I ever really will ever heal completely, but at least I'll know where I stand on the issue, and I won't have to put a mask on and take his phone call and try to act like everything's fine. I don't have to do that anymore, so that actually feels kind of good.
That's good.
But anyway, I was going to tell you a joke. I don't remember it.
Getting real open tonight.
Yeah. Opening up for Ryan.
Taking all the masks off.
Yeah, unloading on Ryan's bed. Opening up for Ryan. And unloading.